Hello, welcome to this episode about motivation. Personally, I am working on a project right now that takes about half a year, and I'm 3.5 weeks in. So, this was the moment where I promised a friend of mine to make this recording about motivation and my experiences with motivation in this project now. Of course, it's a struggle always, but I try to keep getting better, and I think this time even the start was already better. Usually, I suffer from the problem that I have to get it moving. I have to get it rolling. There are always things on my list that I like to do a little bit more, and that I could also put a little bit more of time into it. So, how then starting the one big thing you don't like? Well, this time I decided to try the approach of setting me a really, really hard deadline and not just okay, next Wednesday I'm going to start. No, this time I took some days off, I booked some vacation, and I was really strict to myself. When I return, I will only do this. This is the only thing I do the moment after my return. And it actually worked. I got pushed into the cold water, or pushed on stage as I compare it. And since then, I worked on it, and the start already worked quite well. So how could I get this going? My perception, then how it came to be, was I saw all the little pieces that were scattered around in this project, and looking at them and trying to find the connections between them, I could actually in my mind see how they all seem to fit together. And this was a great thing to see how all this can become one big story. How I can really make this project into a big arc that I already have now envisioned in my mind, and I can follow this lead. And yes, from time to time there are new side threads coming up, and I can try to incorporate them without being too distracted because I already see it. And I'm not going to lie to you. I say so far it works. I'm 3.5 weeks in, so I still have a lot to go. But it makes me optimistic that this technique, this perception actually works. So this works for me. It does. I can't say that the same technique, same kind of perception works for you. So what would be the best advice to give you? Well, looking at it and the way I see it, the way I describe it, it reminds me of what I really like to do already. It reminds me very much of being on stage, doing improvisation, just being pushed onto stage, and now I'm forced to do it. No, I can't turn back, and I see all the little pieces that I get, and I have to connect them. I have to form this story arc. And it is something that I already like. It is something that I really enjoy doing. And now I seem to find a way to take this and also find it in the task that I have to do and initially didn't really like. But now I found my handle to it. So if you find yourself in the situation where you really something needs to be done and you can't find the external motivation for it, look for an internal one. You all know activities, hobbies, things that you really like, and let's be honest, for those things you don't need motivation for it, do you? You just do them because you enjoy them. Sure, it won't be perfect. I still don't enjoy it as much as my great hobbies, but I can now have fun on the way doing it. So look at all your hobbies and your activities. What is it that you like? What is it that they have in common? Do you prefer to turn chaos into order? Do you prefer to turn order into chaos for a creative process? Do you like to follow a strict line of rules? Do you like cooking? Cooking is an amazing example. Cooking is the way of having a fixed list and fixed ingredients for the finished project already at hand. And you have to prepare them, you have to follow a line step by step, and during all this process you have in mind what the outcome might be. You already see the picture in the book. So if this is what you like, try to make this a method for your working and your internal motivation. If you have a bit more chaos in you and you say, yeah, I like cooking, but I have some ingredients and I see what I will do out of it, and on the fly I just decide more spices of this, more of this, less of this. Sure, you can also turn this into internal motivation. Make it like this. Be open to sudden changes, and you may find fun in it. It's the old saying, try to turn it into a game. It might sound like a silly advice, but it's always worth a try, and sometimes we all know it. The simple and the silly advices in life are more often than we believe the ones that actually work. I hope this could help you. It helped for me. If you find your way, let me know. Let me know what it is that you could use for your internal motivation. Let me know how it worked. And until then, I wish you the best of luck. Bon courage.